Hello everyone and welcome to the next edition of my vintage Macintosh collection. What I have here is a Macintosh SE, and this came in the mail about 3 or 4 days ago. It came from the seller who I was supposed to get a Macintosh LC pizza box Macintosh from, but instead of an LC they sent me an SE. It is a working computer. It has a working floppy disk drive, and it has a working 20 megabyte internal hard drive. The internal hard drive has no system on it, and the floppy disk that I have with a system on it is System 3.0 with Finder 5.1 that I have for my 1984 Macintosh 512K. I'm able to get it to boot up into that system, but I cannot get that installed onto the internal hard drive and get it to boot from the internal hard drive. I have ordered a set of 3.5-inch System 7.5 floppies, and I will attempt to install System 7.5 on this Mac SE, which is the latest version of the Mac OS that can be installed on a Macintosh SE. So it's a little pet project at this point to see if I can get this machine up and running with a installed OS and then get some software for it so I can play some old games or something like that. It's a nice machine. Since the Mac LC was not sent but a Mac SE sent instead, I figure I'll just live with that. I wanted another SE in the collection anyway, since all of my previous ones have since died and are long gone. So here it is, Macintosh SE. We have our Apple logo. We have a nice keyboard here, mouse, and of course the CPU. So let's go ahead and see what we can do about booting up here. The switch is finicky. Which raises some concerns. If the switch is so finicky, you have to wonder whether or not it's going to last a whole lot longer. Had to flip the switch about 4 or 5 times before it finally powered up. So obviously there must be a problem with the power switch. It's not making a connection sometimes. So what we have here on this SE is, as you can see, you have a hard drive and it shows nothing in it, 0 items, has almost 20 megabytes of free space available. And we have our system disk, which is the same system disk that we were running on the 512. And that, of course, is the version 5.3 Finder. And it's showing that I have 2,560K of RAM, so about 2 megabytes, a little more than 2 megabytes of RAM. So right now, that's it. That's all there is to this machine. I'm hoping that, once it's powered up, it's a nice machine. The screen's nice, no problems, runs well, but for whatever reason, the power switch in the back is touchy. Sometimes you flip it and nothing happens. Sometimes you flip it and it powers right up. So not sure what causes that, but hey, it's almost 30 years old. And I'm going to see what I can do with it. And if it dies, it dies. A lot of these Toaster Macs that I used to have, they didn't last too long just because of their age, and so hopefully the power switch is something that holds out a little while longer for me. And if it does, I would like to document on YouTube the installation of System 7 and kind of go through this little pet project with you. So this is it, next edition, Macintosh SE. Thanks for watching.